Yes, hi there. These comments are for Jackson. This is Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer of the 7-step system to pass a Toefl IBT. And let's take a look at your particular situation and your questions. Let me make sure the YouTube is working here. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's go back to your question. So, you're a Brazilian living in Germany where you're taking a PhD. You're really interested in my TOEFL preparation course. You took the TOEFL test once and you reached 72 points. You need to get at least 80. And then your question is, I would like to know if I will have personal feedback on my writing and speaking. In other words, if you will correct my mistakes. Yes and no. Yes, you will get personal feedback, and let's talk about the speaking first of all. At my 7-step system, there are 50 independent and integrated speaking practice tests. Each time you take a practice test, I will talk to you. I'll talk to you kind of like I'm doing right now. Usually it'll be an audio file, and I will tell you what score you got and why. And I will look at your delivery, which means your pronunciation. I'll look at your grammar and your language use and explain a little bit about that, and I will also talk about your topic development. Even at the end of the recording, I will recommend specific lessons at my 7-step system that you can focus on to get better. For example, let's say, Jackson, you're doing a speaking practice test and I notice you're having some problems with organizing and you need to create a more coherent response to the speaking. So there, I will recommend that you study speaking lesson number 7. Or if you're speaking and I notice you're using very simple grammar and you're not really combining your sentences the way you should and you need to use more advanced grammar in your speech, I may recommend TOEFL grammar lesson number 2. So based on the weaknesses and the problems you're having in your speaking, I will recommend specific lessons to help you get better in those areas. I will provide all of my feedback by audio. Now, will I correct every mistake you make in your speech? Probably not. But I will give you enough feedback so you know what to do to get better. So the way you get better in the speaking, it's a combination of taking the practice test, getting feedback from me, reviewing the recommended lessons, and then taking another practice test to measure your progress. All right, let's talk about writing. So, will you correct my mistakes in the writing? Yes, I will, but not for the $35 a month service. That's an additional cost. You can learn about that when you become one of my students. I don't want to get into too much detail on that right now, but when you do a practice test, I'll read it, evaluate it, score it, and then I will email you. You will get a paragraph which explains what score you got and why. And I even have a rubric that I use which is similar to how the TOEFL IBT judges your writing. And based on your score, there will be some recommended lessons that you can study to help you get better. So to answer your question, I will provide written feedback on your writing practice test. I will give you audio feedback on your speaking practice test. And it is possible, if you want personal coaching with pronunciation, if you anticipate a lot of pronunciation problems, I do have an additional service to help you with that. And if you want all of your practice tests edited in the writing part of my course, remember, I have 10 independent writing practice tests. I have 10 integrated writing practice tests. If you want me to correct all the grammar errors in all of those essays, I do have a service that will do that. And you're under no obligation to take advantage of that additional service. But for the $35 a month, the answer is yes. You will get personal feedback on both your speaking and your writing practice test. Okay? Anyway, congratulations. I'm looking at your name here. It's impressive. You have your first and last name. It says Department of Paleontology and Climate Dynamics. The Abrick von Haller Institute for Plant Sciences. You sound like a really, really important individual. And I want to congratulate you so far on your progress getting all the way past your undergraduate study, your master's study, and now you're at the point where you're taking your PhD, and that's really neat. So good luck to you. So I hope at this point you will join my service. It's very easy. You can just go back to my website at bettertoeflscores.com, and there you can click on the join and subscribe to my service today. All right? And nice to meet you, Jackson.